name's Shane Reuter. I'm from Martinsville originally. I'm the founder and owner of Strength School. How many people are familiar with Strength School? Oh my gosh. Okay, so
That's why you're here.
that's true. So we're a private gym. We have a place here in Martinsville and also a place on the south side, and then we're opening up a third place in Plainfield next year. So what I'm going to do today is provide a little bit of information on health and fitness. I'm not going to suggest certain exercises or anything like that. I just want to get some info across that I think is really important, and I want to talk about some trends in health and fitness that I think are going to be important for every single person in this room that will affect you in some way or another, whether it's you yourself or your family. So I was talking to a few people last night in Greenwood. They said, what are you going to talk about? And I said, I don't really know. I just want to blow their minds. So put together a very small PowerPoint. But I think at the bottom here, yeah. So I'm going to talk about myself for like 5 minutes so that you guys can take me seriously. But at the base level, I'm just a guy at the gym. Okay, and that can mean tons of different things. But really what I do as a trainer, not my responsibility as an owner, but as a trainer, is I just make observations and we try to find trends and patterns in health and fitness. So we work with a ton of different people, and with those people we can see sort of a microcosm of health and fitness more generally. Okay, so I'm just kind of a guy at the gym. It's just a running joke we have with clients and staff is that we see people so often and we have so much contact time with them, so about 3 hours a week. If you think about that, if you guys are in business, how many hours you spend a year with a client, we're at about 150, which is very high. So they get to know us pretty well and they trust us and they confide in us all kinds of crazy stuff. And a lot of personal stuff, and they're like, well, I'm thinking about this or that, and they're giving us reasonable option and a crazy option. I'm like, hey, I'm just a guy at the gym, but I might go with this option. So at the base, this is really all I do, but it's more complicated than that. Okay, so let me see here. Is that showing up? No.
You might need to go back to 76% so it stays.
Okay, how about that?
Yeah, that'll work.
Cool. So I'm going to give you a couple reasons why you should listen to me today and take me serious, even though I'm just a dude at the gym. So I'm from Martinsville. I went down to University of Evansville and got a degree in cognitive science. That's basically like the study of intelligence. So I was taking classes in psychology, philosophy, neuroscience, robotics, and getting an interdisciplinary view of how we think, how we make decisions, what influences those things. And I was doing some research on learning and memory. We were giving drugs to rats and testing their memory and seeing how it affected them. We were doing things like changing font types. So, you have two different fonts here, or one's italicized. We were changing font types and seeing how that in fact impacted people's decisions. Wow. And you could sway it very, very easily, which is kind of cool. And after my undergrad, I was kind of on track to be a professor. It's what I wanted to do, is be a researcher and a college professor. So I did my master's in Atlanta. I got that in philosophy, and I was doing some stuff down there in neuroscience as well. And then I went to St. Louis at Washington University and was working on my PhD. Has anyone heard of that school, WashU?
Wonderful university.
It's an amazing school. Like, no one around here knows about it. I wish the kids around here were more curious about it.
They have a big engineering program.
Yeah,
well.
Huge engineering. So they're really good at what they do. And it was a pretty sweet deal to be a grad student and get school paid for and a pretty nice stipend and health insurance. So I spent 3 years there, and I was on track publishing papers to be a professor. And on the side, I've been lifting weights since I was like 11 or 12. It was my main hobby. But you grow up, no one says, hey, you should go open a gym when you're an adult, right? I was pretty good in school. They're like, you should be a doctor or a lawyer or this or that. Never saying, hey, go open a gym, do your own thing, especially in a place like Martinsville. So the opportunity came up, opened the gym. That was 4 years ago, and now we're booming. So this is kind of where I'm at, but I'm hoping that this will give you guys enough credentials to take me serious today, okay?
Washington University got me. Yeah.
It's a pretty good school, yeah. Well, so it's a pretty good school, a lot of money, a lot of resources. So like I had a 6-year basically contract with them for all tuition paid. I got health insurance for like $80 a year, and I was getting like a $25,000 stipend, which is pretty for a grad student. I was coming out of college, I'm like, I got a savings account now. Like everything. I'm not just getting by. I can buy beer, whatever I want. So, yeah. So that's kind of what I was doing. I also competed a couple times in powerlifting. I'm not the strongest guy around, but I did well enough to win my age and division at the state championships a couple years ago. So I'm hoping that gives you guys a little bit background on my training and sort of applied knowledge. So real quickly, strength school is a little bit different than the average gym. Every person that comes in has a trainer with them the whole time in a small group of people, and then you're on a set schedule, so it's not come in and do your own thing like the YMCA or something like that. If I want to sum it up in one sentence, this is what makes us different. We offer high-end private workouts for superstar athletes, adults, and older adults that will change your life in 36 workouts or less, guaranteed. So we're, as far as we have found, the only gym or trainer to offer anything like that in central Indiana. So that means if you come in for 3 months, roughly 36 workouts, you actually do the work, you don't like it, we'll refund all your money and cancel your membership. No one else does that. So we're so confident in what we do, and I'm so confident in the coaches I have, like Jared, that we offer this to every single person that comes in. And this is really what makes us different. So we have stuff at our place that's custom, that is good for people with back pains, knee pains, things like that. So a little bit different, a lot of attention, a lot of accountability, and insane results. I mean, I could give you case after case after case of amazing turnarounds we've had at the gym. You can go on our website, check that out, Facebook, whatever you want. So this is kind of what we do at Strength School, and what Strength School allows me to do is observe a lot of different people and see these trends and patterns that I've been talking about. So we serve, we're getting close to about 200 people between our 2 gyms that we serve, from 11 years old to 83 is our oldest client right now, and everything in between. So I can go in and I can see what's going on with people trying to lose weight, or people trying to get stronger, or older adults who are losing their strength, muscle mass, and they're, you know, a little ways away from going to home. We can see the progress that they're making. So this is what my business allows us to do right now. And so things are going really well. We're thriving, and so I'm going to talk about some of the things today that we talk about to our clients all the time. So that's what we do at the gym. And I guess as a side note too, I think it's important to know, I guess, that we get the high end part. We charge like $200 a month for a membership, which is, most people would say, outrageous. We have tons of people in Martinsville, Indiana that will pay that. So we're doing something right. And I'm going to talk about a few of those things today. So, I mean, population 11,000, right? And about the same amount of cows or something out there. And Martinsville, we have well over 100 people that are paying $150 to $200 a month. So well above other competitors' options here. So we're doing something right. Now, what I want to talk about is some trends that we're seeing. And these are things that we're seeing with people we talk to. And you guys have probably seen these. So this is from the National Institute of Health last year. 74% of adults were overweight, 36% were obese. Obese is 30 pounds or more for your structure and frame. That's pretty insane if you think about it. The thing that a lot of people don't know, this is from the Center for Disease Control. They predict that by 2050, which is a hop away, 30 short years, 1 in 3 adults will have diabetes. No one can afford that. Can you imagine the society that I'll be like? I mean, you think you pay a lot for health insurance now, wait till then when they're treating 1 out of 3 people for diabetes. That's pretty insane. You can't operate like that. So something's gonna fold if that pattern continues. And what we see in the gym and what the numbers actually say is things are not getting better. So I think that there's a lot of people that think that health's kind of turned around and we're kind of at the top of the bell curve. We're coming back to regular health. And I think part of that's due just to the fact that there's more social media, more programs, more places like mine opening up. So there's more options, there's more organic food available at the stores, but people aren't taking advantage of it. So things are actually getting worse. Do these numbers surprise anybody?
Diabetes does.
Yeah, I really wasn't even aware of that, but we're seeing the same kind of thing here. So I have twin sisters. I'm 28, but I have 13-year-old sisters who go to middle school here. I'll pick them up some days from school and I'll sit outside and just count the kids. And no offense if you have kids or anything, but I'll just count the kids that are heavy, really heavy. Like beyond like, hey, he's husky, he's gonna grow out, he's gonna stretch out in a couple years. I'll just count the kids. Go do that someday. 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10, overweight.
Yeah, wow.
Okay, we're running into some issues. So that being said, we face, I think, some of the biggest obstacles to our health that we've ever faced before this year and beyond. So there's tons of culprits we could talk about here, but here are some of the major ones that I see and that we talk to people about. They say, well, I really want to lose that 20 pounds, but at this or that or whatever. These are the things that people knowingly or unknowingly are affected by. So our food is of a lower quality than it was 20, 30, 40 years ago. So the food we eat, even if it's the same, looks the same, tastes the same, does not provide as much nourishment as it did to your grandparents. The water is really rough in a lot of places if you actually look at some of this stuff. So people are taking prescription medications, birth control, things like that. They're done with it, they flush it. That stuff goes into your water supply. A lot of that you can't filter out. Okay, tastes the same, all that. You can't really see that because you don't taste vitamins and minerals, but there's less of them in our food now than there were a couple decades ago. And that's hurting us. Sleep deprivation. How many people here got 8 hours of sleep or more every night this week? Ooh, 0. Okay.
There's your answer.
Yeah, I'm 2 for 4 now, I guess, if you count Sunday night through last night. I'm 2 for 4, but the others were like 7. So I try to do this, but how many people were like 6 or less most days? Okay, yeah.
This week I need to 7.
Yeah, it's Thursday. You're like, oh, man, I need a nap, or a jumbo coffee. So we're sleeping less than we've ever slept, and I don't know how much you guys know or anything, and I'm not going to go too much into the science, but when you sleep, you go into recovery mode, right? Pretty simple. What people forget or don't know about is their brain repairing itself at night when you sleep. Okay, so throughout the day, when you're listening to people, we're on relaying stuff, we're making decisions, our brain's functioning, it's using a lot of energy. It creates byproducts. Just like if you burn gas in your car, it creates CO2, right? We have to use it, it's great, but it's a byproduct that we don't want, so we got to try to manage that. Your brain does the same thing. It builds up toxins in its brain throughout the day that are normal, and it clears them out at night, primarily. If you don't sleep, you don't clear them out. So it's kind of like you eat junk food, you go on vacation for like 4 days in a row, and you're just drinking and eating fast food and all this, and by the end, you're just gunked up. That same thing will happen in your brain, okay? Everybody here probably has been affected by somebody with Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, some kind of degenerative disease. This is a big, big factor, and it's going to make things a lot worse because your brain's not repairing itself. Okay, so you don't really feel that. Sleep's not something that you can feel. You just wake up and you're like, I was just bombed out for like the last 6 hours. It's not like exercising where you feel it in your muscle, but it's created a huge effect, and it's going to protect your brain over time. When you don't sleep, you don't do that. You also don't regulate your hormones, so a lot of things get out of whack, and you have appetite problems and all this stuff. So, and then we have lack of activity. I don't think that's surprising to anyone. We're busier than we've ever been. We're more stimulated. We're taking more stimulants. We have too many distractions, too much work, too many bills, too many cars to pay for, all that stuff. So we're getting less activity than ever. And then the last one here, big business. So not pointing to a single person or company or anything, but these big companies have you guys figured out. They have me figured out. So they know how to package things and what to call them and what colors to choose to make you buy more of it. And they know how to layer sugar in and fats into certain foods to make you crave it more. Right? I mean, is this surprising to anyone? No. Okay. They have us figured out. There's too much money on the line, and there's too many smart people that they employ. You can't go up against that. Neither can I. So big business has your number, and they're just going to keep pumping you full of whatever will make them money, whether it's good for you or not. So these things are really, really hurting us bad. And even if you think you're a relatively healthy person, these things are all accumulating slowly. Even if you eat decent food and drink water and you exercise, they're all making an impact slowly over time. So that's why we can't get past 60 now without getting cancer or diabetes or this or that. So any questions? Any of that stuff so far? Okay. Yeah, it's pretty scary. So do we have those handouts, Jared? Can we pass these around?
Yeah.
Do you mind taking some of these, Jamie? Just pass those back. This is the same information that's on the board, just hopefully so everyone can read it. On the front, we have just a comparison of different costs of healthcare and sick care. And then the back just has some testimonials. It's a thing we use for other purposes, but so we made this sheet. Not really, we're not trying to attack like doctors or physical therapists or anything. We just wanted to create some context for people because our biggest issue in our business is price, which is not surprising. So we just wanted to provide some context for people, especially adults and older adults that are coming in, and they're saying, well, you know, I don't think I can afford this. Okay, well, what are you spending on your medications every month? What are you spending when you blow your knee out and have to go to physical therapy, even after your insurance, things like that. So there's just some interesting stuff. We got this from one source, Healthcare Blue Book. The prices are going to vary, obviously, but if you take a look at these things, we rarely see an adult that's like 40 or 50 now at the gyms that's not on a handful of medications for various things. And I know, I mean, a lot of them are important, but we rarely see someone that's coming in now that isn't on high blood pressure, cholesterol, other things like that, statins. And there's a huge cost to that, and there's a health cost to it as well. So these things are only going to get worse. And these are pretty staggering numbers. You want to come to my gym, it's going to be $2,000 a year. It's expensive. I mean, we're good at what we do, but it's going to be a cost to it. That's okay. But all this stuff is going to go up as we get more and more unhealthy and we're sicker than we've ever been. So you think your bills are big now for this kind of stuff, they're only going to go up. And they're probably going to outpace the growth of your other activities that are affected by inflation. So healthcare is going to get worse. We're going to get sicker. Even if you're healthy, you're going to have to pick up part of the tab on your insurance because they got to make money too. Now, there are some things we can do about this. This is a framework that we have borrowed from a guy out in California called Paul Chek. This is something we're starting to integrate with our clients as a very simple, basic framework to understand how to optimize your health or just improve it. So he calls this the last 4 doctors you'll ever need. Doctors. So Dr. Diet, Dr. Quiet, Dr. Movement, and Dr. Happiness. Pretty simple, almost like kid-like. We're going to dumb it down so everybody can, you know, understand it and use it. So the last 4 doctors you'll ever need. If you have these things in check or parts of them, you're on your way to better health. So, Dr. Diet, what are you eating? Is it right for your body? Is it junk? Are you eating at the right times? Are you skipping meals because you're working all day long? What kind of water are you drinking? Okay, using filtered water, just out of the tap. So what's our diet like? And do you have that in check? Dr. Quiet, are you taking time to rest and recuperate? Are you getting enough sleep? Are you taking a nap on the weekend? Are you taking vacations? I mean, we're not... I got 2 gyms going. I mean, I understand you got to work, you got to make money, but there's always time to rest a little bit, even if it's 10 minutes to take some deep breaths or something. So, Dr. Quiet, we need some restoration and recovery every once in a while. Dr. Movement, are we moving? This could be going to a gym. This could be taking a walk around your neighborhood. This could be just getting up and down, standing up while you're working at your desk for a little bit. Any kind of movement is better than nothing. And then Dr. Happiness. So, probably the number one thing that derails people that we see with their health and fitness is they have no dream. They don't understand what it is they want to work towards, what makes them happy, what doesn't make them happy. Okay, so Dr. Happiness is all about this. What's your dream? What's your health dream? What makes you happy? What makes you unhappy? Do you even know what those things are? Have you ever taken 5 minutes to think about it, maybe write them down? And once you identify them, what kind of behaviors push you towards those things and what push you away from them? And how do we start shifting the proportion, right, in the right direction? So that's a big thing, because if you come in and just say, well, I just kind of want to work out and I need to get healthier, my doctor says I need to do that, that's great, but is there a deeper meaning behind it? Do you want to be around for your kids or your grandkids, or do you want to be able to move and without pain? We talk to so many people that are walking around with pain like every day for years. It's insane. They're taking all these medications, they're getting no help. We can help those people out, and that's probably one of the most satisfying things we do, because that derails all of this stuff, but especially this one. How are you going to experience, you know, happiness in your life if you're walking around with a bum knee or a bad back year after year? So, pretty rough. So, the last 4 doctors you'll ever need, everyone can understand this. It's very simple. And so, what I would challenge everyone here to think about today is what you can afford. So, are you going to be able to keep up with your health in the future as your health insurance costs rise? Are you going to be able to afford paying for surgeries and for prescriptions for the next 10 or 20 years? Or maybe should you put some money into the 4 doctors here? I'd love it if everyone comes to my gym. You guys are all invited. But anything, right? Okay, put some money into these. Like, buy some better food. Buy some organic food. It has more nutrients. That's proven. I can show you stacks of research. So take a little extra dollars, buy some more organic food, or just buy something that's not processed. take a little bit of time and try to get a nap on the weekend or something like that. You know, try not to be stimulating yourself all day long, 7 days out of the week with coffee nonstop. It's not good for you. Try to get some sleep. I mean, everybody got Netflix in here? Yeah, it's pretty awesome. They say, I don't know if you guys have seen this, they say, well, this company isn't our competitor, this company isn't our competitor. You know what they say their biggest competitor is in business? Sleep. Right? Because if you stay up, you don't sleep, you watch more of their stuff, you keep your subscription, you keep paying them. They're not even worried about anybody else, they just want to keep you up and watching stuff at night. What do I say about business? They got your number, okay? So, can you take a little bit of time? Can you afford some of these things? Can you get serious about what makes you happy and what doesn't make you happy? I know, I mean, looking around, most people probably have kids and spouses and everything like that, so I understand it can't be all about you, but what is it that you can do integrated into your family life that is going to actually shift you towards activities that cause you happiness, okay, and away from the ones that don't? So what can you afford? I mean, that's a good question. I challenge everyone to think about that, because we have heard, Jared and I and everybody else in strength school, every single excuse in the book, and we have people come back 6 months later that could never have afforded to come in, and now they can because they went and spent $1,000 at the doctor or the chiropractor or the PT and didn't get any relief. Right? Or they bought that new car, didn't make them happy, didn't fix their pains. They come back to us later. I mean, literally a year and a half out of the blue, we'll get a call. Hey, this is Roberta. You remember me? Yeah, hey, come on down. Signs up. So, what can you afford, and what's important to you? So, on the sheet on the back of this, I am a business owner. So, we're prospecting. We're going to have 3 free workouts to everyone here. You can text this number 27677. All you got to do is text Strength School to that. It's on the back of the sheet as well. You can do it right now if you want. You get an automatic text message back with a link. Drop in your name and your contact info. Jared will probably call you tomorrow. Okay, we'll bring you in. No commitment, no cost. You can see a little bit about what we do. Or even if you just want to come in and talk or get some ideas on what to do with your diet or anything like that, we're happy to help you with that too. Okay. Any questions? That's all I have. So came in trying to blow your minds. I hope I provided some stuff that is going to challenge you a little bit about your daily practices and see what are some small steps I can take to living in accordance with the 4 doctors. All right?
4 doctors was good.
Yeah, I really like that.
That was interesting.
Yeah.
There's got to be a few questions, I'm sure.